Hi, I'm Mr. Codden.
I'm Mr. Ahmed.
And in this quick tutorial video, we're going to show you how to use Microsoft OneNote 2010. In particular, we're going to set up a new notebook for your schoolwork. Within that notebook, we're going to create it down into individual sections for your subjects. And then within those sections, we're going to make individual pages for each one of the topics of your subject choice.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I've already opened up OneNote 2010, but there's not a lot in there yet, sir.
There's not. So what you're going to need to do is create a notebook. And in order to do that, you can see you've got a notebook section on the left-hand side of your screen. You need to right-click on the blank space and press New Notebook.
Brilliant.
You'll then be presented with a series of options. So the first one is where you want to store your notebook. And you want it to be stored on my computer.
Okay, so that's just basically on this machine. It's not shared with anyone. It's not online or anything like that.
Absolutely.
But I could do that if I wanted to later, I suppose.
You could. Yes,
okay, but we'll worry about that another time.
My computer's fine.
Right, okay, so in name, I presume I'm just naming the notebook so I can call it what I want. Yep. So I'm going to call this Mr. Cotton's School Subjects. And finally, this location box, my guess is that that is where this is going to be saved on the computer.
That guess would be accurate, yes. Just check that, make sure that it's where you want it to be saved. If it's not, you can press browse and choose a different location. Otherwise, if you're happy to go ahead, just press create notebook.
I'm going to create notebook then because I'm happy with that. Okay, so here's what's going on now. I've got a nice new notebook over there and it's called Mr. Cotton's School Subjects, and it's already given me a new section across the top. That is where I can make notes on absolutely anything I wanted to. However, you'll see there's another button next to it here, that little cog there, that says create a new section. So I'm going to just do 3 for the time being, but you can do as many of those as you want and for all your different subjects at school. New section 1, new section 2, new section 3, they're not really very good file names or tab names or however you want you to say. So I am going to double click on it and give it a better name. So obviously computing will be first, most important subject has to be first.
Yeah.
Then let's go down the order. So maths, we'll do math and English for the time being, but of course you could make sections for any other subjects that you want.
Yeah.
So if I were back into the computing tab and I wanted to make some notes about, let's say I'm doing a topic on the CPU.
Yeah.
At the moment I've just got a blank screen and I've got this untitled page going on over here. What's that?
Well, it just basically means that your page doesn't have a title. So to give it a title, you can see there just towards the top of the page you've got a dashed box.
I see it.
You just need to click on that.
Yep.
And give it a title.
Okay, fine. I'm going to say the CPU.
Okay.
Oh, I see it's already named it over there.
And it's named it over there for you.
Okay.
So then what you can do is you can double click anywhere on your page and you'll be able to type some notes.
The CPU is the brain of the computer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you want to resize that, it's quite small at the moment. So you can select the text.
I think I've misspelled CPU in there as well. Let's find out.
Unfortunate.
Select the text.
Select the text, and then you can change the size towards the top.
I've named it SPU, so I'm going to change that. That's helpful. Yeah. And I assume I can drag this around.
You can,
I can move that where I want.
Bigger. Yeah, move it around.
Okay, so I'm going to drag that over there, like that. Okay, well, I want a picture of the CPU, so I know how to do that. I can go on to Google and Google for the CPU, like that. Let's go into some images. There you go, there's a CPU. I'll whack that in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on that one and I click View Image. You'll see why in a minute. So there is the actual image. And all I'm going to do is right click that and say copy and then go down to my OneNote and then anywhere I want, doesn't matter where, I'm just going to paste with that first paste option there by right clicking to do that. The nice thing about that is you'll see, Mr. Ahmed, if I make this text slightly bigger, that it's already done for me. It has already referenced what website I got that page from.
Which is very useful.
It is very useful, especially if you're needing to create a bibliography or go back and find sources of information later. The reason I went into view image is because if I just copied it from Google, that link down the bottom on OneNote would just be the Google link to all your search pictures, which is not what you want. Okay, so I've made some notes about the CPU in computing.
Yeah.
But the next topic is secondary storage.
Okay.
But I don't really want to do that on the same CPU page. So
no, your notes would start to get jumbled and then you wouldn't be able to find anything.
So what happens next? What would I do now?
So on the right hand side, just where it says the CPU, above that there's a button that says new page. You just need to click on that.
Yep.
You can give it a title just like you did before.
So secondary storage.
And then you can just make notes as before.
Okay, brilliant. So I've made some notes in there, all the stuff about secondary storage, get some pictures in there and so on.
Absolutely.
So what we've done there, we can make any one of the subjects. You can have multiple pages within these subjects, and actually you could, in theory, have multiple notebooks for stuff that you wanted to save that wasn't about school if you really wanted to do that. One massive portfolio, OneNote 2010. Last thing, doesn't need to be saved.
No.
You can just close that down and it will save it. So I'm going to do that. Just close it down. It's gone. Let's get rid of that as well. I'll close all of it down. If I go back to OneNote now, let's have a look, make sure it's still there. OneNote 2010. There it goes. Look at that. Still
and
there.
it's all still there.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you.